Hey there, everybody. It's been a while since I've chatted with you. And of course, I have not. Oh, let me pull this thing back a little bit. I don't have my stand from my phone. I just wanted to come to you guys really quickly for a few moments. We are still working to get out all of the Black Friday purchases, so we're working hard on that. But my oldest is a little under the weather today, and I'm hoping it ain't contagious, because Lord knows I don't need to be sick. Pretty excited. We got the boxes out for the first virtual Hoodoo 201. I think that for my sanity, as well as the continuation of the program, and to make it more accessible, that most of the Hoodoo 2.0 offerings, good afternoon, hi, thanks. I think that most of the offerings will be for virtual in the future. If you do come here for 201, there's going to be a stronger vetting process, just simply because all these folks in my house has not always worked out. And it left me feeling like maybe I really shouldn't be having these sessions in my house. So, hopefully things, I think 2019 is a big year. Still looking for a space for a store. Something about Columbus, man, the retail space here is very expensive, or else you get a dump. And then there are several different types of terms that are involved with having a retail store. So sometimes you actually have to pay part of the taxes and maintenance, and I'm not going to do that on anybody else's property. I'm thinking possibly of buying a small commercial space in order to avoid that. So that's what's going on in this end. Excuse the sniffles. The weather changed and it's jacked up everybody here at the house. Everybody's feeling kind of crappy after going outside in that pneumonia weather yesterday. So yeah, we're basically on time with orders. Hey, Victoria. We'll be cranking, hopefully, to get all of the Black Friday orders out, making lots of candles, trying new things. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Lee. Hi, Christy. Hi, Devin. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys about the orders. Secondly, well, see, I'm not really worried about energies. I have my house warded in places that people are not aware of. I'm increasing those things as time goes on, especially as I expand my occult knowledge and figure out different things I need to be doing in my spiritual life. It's just that there are some people who are not mentally ready to really take advantage of spell work. And what happens is when someone's in a really bad place and they come someplace where other people possibly have been in bad places, it can their energy can ooze onto people who are really trying to make big changes in their lives. So there'll be a stronger vetting process. I was also speaking to Tiffany, and I've talked to Melissa and to my best friend Dia, who are all giving me input and help for blackpsychics.com. I want to do this the right way. We can't have unvetted psychics giving advice. We have to have rules. We have to have standard operating procedures and the like. Not to mention that there's a pretty large setup fee for the platform that we want to use. So we're looking at possibly launching the association in January and then launching the actual website in June. And I'll tell you why. Hey, Motel Witch, Yvette, you crack me up. I wish your posts were public, because I'd be stealing your shit, because it's awesome. Because I don't have time to be finding that kind of stuff. The stuff that Yvette and Mikolai share, I love that stuff. And I think it's funny. So Black Psychics, like the Black Psychic Association, anybody is going to, if you're a person of color and you're a psychic and you want to be part of the association, there will be an open application process. There'll be a couple of things that we're going to cap the Black Psychics Association at 25 founding members, charter members, because we're founding members. you will have to have been a reader for more than 3 years. You must have 5 references from clients that you have read for. And you must read for each one of the people that are on our interview team. And that team right now is Tiffany Ware, Melissa Kennedy, and myself. Okay. Now, there are some readers that I trust implicitly, and they've already been vetted, and they're going to be open to apply. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to launch Black Psychics Association in January. And there's a reason for that. And that's because in June, when we launched the website, only members of the Black Psychics Association will be allowed to read on the site. And that is because we are going to have a code of ethics. I cannot tell you all how many people we have gotten, I have, that is clients who have been to another reader, another worker, and basically their money was taken, or that person wasn't accurate or wasn't legit. And I've seen these other hoodoo and root work associations. That's another thing. I don't want to limit people just to our ancestral folk magic practice. I understand that there are a lot of psychics, intuitives, and diviners. Little Liza Jane, if you live in Ohio, I need some real estate help. There are lots of Black readers and workers who are in varied and vast traditions, not just ATRs. And there are a lot of readers and life coaches and the like who are not workers or witches. They're just diviners. And that's what we're going to focus on. There's a couple reasons for that. You got, when somebody's doing work for you, oh, good. Little Liza Jane, hit me up. When someone's doing work for you, there's a lot of variables there. And that's why I don't like the fact that a lot of people offer distance spell work services. Now, listen. Hey, Willie. One of my students just signed on. Listen. A lot of people are very legitimate workers. There are some workings that can be done from a distance, but I'm going to give you a case study of the shit that I do not want happening to our clients. So understand, if you're going to be a reader on blackpsychics.com, that person's free to look you up for spell work outside of the website, but we will not be offering that service. There's a lot of reasons. One of them being that there are people out here who really take advantage of people. I had a client who called me last year. There was some spirits in the house that he lived in. I had predicted his mother's breast cancer a few years back. Okay. And I told him what to do at the time. But the ancestors had a different plan, because they wanted him to do more than just cleanse his house. This man's being called to be a priest. So definitely, you got to start with your house being clean first of spirit. So I sent some of my Chicago crew out there to take care of his house yesterday. And it was basically some bored ass spirits. There had been some illness in the house, some unhappiness in the house, and they would not leave. They had attached themselves to the house and had begun attaching themselves to my client. Hopefully we're on the road to getting that cleared up for him. But this particular person paid, I believe the person was Caucasian, a good deal of money, and they lived in Arizona. And you got spirits in your house, y'all, come on. That's the reason why I got initiated, because I was not comfortable doing priestess work, which exercising a house is priestess work, without, number one, the training to do so and the accreditation to do so. And so I was very hesitant, and I was trying to get people from Chicago, and there was a couple people I knew, but they didn't even have the training that I had. I can get a Dallas crew. I have a couple people in Texas. So if you need a house cleansing, let me know. I'll travel, but the reality of the matter is it's really hard doing that type of work for people. Because I'm going to tell you what, you can come up into somebody's house and that's another thing. A lot of people enable the spirit. So you can't be up in my house and you ain't paying no bills. You ain't helping out. I spent the weekend at Tiffany's house and I came back here. And even though my daughter works really hard here in this house, my oldest daughter, to keep up with these kids and clean up, Lord have mercy. I cleaned up very early when I got up this morning. As soon as my head relieved itself a little bit, it's still hurting. But in order to clean a house, you got to be in the house. And so anybody offers you a spiritual cleaning for your house, even for your body, if that person's going to be doing the cleansing themselves, they can't do that from a distance. I'll set lights for people. I'll do spell work consultations. There are certain spells that can be done from a distance, especially when you're working on a target. But when you're talking about your own personal space and your own personal body, that is why I keep telling you all, that's why I'm here. That's why I sell the stuff that I do. Excuse me. So that you can do your own magic. Okay? I mean, you gotta understand, voodoo, my mom often says, is not a religion. It's life. It is. It's my life. It's a lifestyle. Some people who practice voodoo never, even Haitian voodoo, New Orleans voodoo, never ever do any work for other people. So understand that just because somebody initiates into a tradition, they may not have the ability or the desire to do work for other people. And that's where we come in. Made a comment to Tiffany the other day that there are companies out here, $1 million companies making money with our magic. I ain't gonna sit up and lie. Yes, I want all those customers to shop with us. And as time goes on, probably gonna have to hire more people. The spirits have been very, very good to us, and I am trying to be very good back. Out of my income that I make, I send it to Haiti. I send it to my house. I send it for whatever we need for the Jevo. I'll send it to my mambo. And it's still not the same amount of money that I was paying when I was tithing in the church. And for me, that is very important. Giving back. Okay? So, and that's something I want to talk about as far as the holidays are concerned. So I try to make, I want to be righteous. I want to be legitimate. That I'm massaging these damn sinuses, y'all, because they are on 5711. That's all I ever want to do. My dad, best piece of advice that my father ever gave me was always be right. I had a situation where I had some friends I was extremely close to. We founded a witch school together, and the friend got mad at me one day. Now, mind you, I'm the type of person, I'll go off on you, right? Usually I have a reason. And the time that I went, it was a group of 3 friends. And the time that I did go off on one of those friends and it wasn't really justified, I was frustrated. The other friend asked me to apologize. So I did. And I was wrong. But when that same situation happened with the friend who told me to apologize, I haven't received an apology yet. So I walk away. Pride and I'll hold a grudge, but holding grudges for reasons that you shouldn't, that's not a good thing. That's, I don't believe in forgive and forget. I don't believe in turn the other cheek, but I believe in being right. Okay? And so when I get into situations where, I always, I have a lot of friends come over here and they'll help with the business, and I will give them free magical supplies, or I'll teach them something, or I'll share something with them. Hell, some of them I've even paid an hourly wage. When I first started out, and there are so many people who have helped me along the way. But when, it's become of their own volition, their own choice, I very rarely cut people off. They've walked away from this situation. The thing is I've always been the same person. I'm never going to change who I am. And there are just as many bad qualities probably as good qualities that I possess. But I'm going to be who I am. So anybody, yes, Devin, yeah, you probably can't hear a whole lot. And I don't know about New York, but Chicago actually has Wi-Fi signals in the subway, which I really, really enjoy if I ever have to be on that train whenever I'm in Chicago. We should try to avoid like the plague, because as much as I love Chicago, Chicago hurts my soul too for lots of different reasons. But, you know, there are people who I have worked with, who I've done stuff with. Some of us are still friends. Some of people I just don't deal with anymore. And that's because I've been who I am the entire time. I've never faked the funk. I've never played like I'm somebody else. And people on their own, through their own volition, decide that they don't like who I am anymore. And that's cool. Because I believe that there are people that come for a season. I believe that there are people to teach you lessons. And that is why 201 has taught me a lot of lessons about a lot of different people. And so, but what I can't have is people coming here and making situations for people who are ready to take this step. And not everybody's ready. There's a lot of stuff at play here. I can't mess up their experience because they paid for it too. So I'm still trying to navigate and find ways to do that better for my students. I have a book I have to write. I have the Leaving Christian Guilt class to make. I have to rewrite the playing card divination class, and we are rolling out a bone throwing class. And I'm going to announce the instructor as soon as I speak with her today, and that hopefully will take place in January. So we got a lot going on. I'm also considering a root magic class that's open for all races, because there are root magic, in every single witchcraft tradition. There's some form of nature or herbal magic. So I'm trying to figure out how to make literally a vanilla course, because yeah, why not? If I know what I'm doing, and there are people who want to learn root magic from a non-Black perspective, I can teach that, and I think I should. But hoodoo for me is, and one of the reasons why I started using hoodoo instead of root work is because of the mass marketing. First of all, I'd be stupid not to do that. It's a recognizable term now. Secondly, I want to take it back. Okay. I want to present hoodoo by the people who shaped it. Okay. And so that is why those classes are only for people of color. But my daughter, we stay really busy. So either Shadow's going to offer crystal magic again, or hopefully my daughter will get a chance to study, and offer those classes again. But y'all should see the orders from Black Friday. I'm like, it's at least 50 that we're still working to fill. And I'm blessed and I'm grateful and thank you. Just remember, y'all, 2 weeks tops on any order, especially during the Christmas season. People always emailing me, where's my order? And this ain't Amazon, okay? So, for people of color, I teach hoodoo classes. And what I'm doing, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm paying attention to the astrological calendar. Probably wasn't a good idea to have 2-1 in the middle of Mercury retrograde. Okay. I'm going to start paying attention to the astrological calendar especially for the bigger, more expensive courses instead of just the one-offs. So one of the things that I'm doing, and I'm still trying to find the artwork. I'm working with the graphic artist we're going to have all new candle labels, next year, hopefully. And I'm going to work with my graphic artist because, there's some other things that I want to look a little bit better. So that all that stuff is coming. So you'll see some new designs, and some new artwork on all of those. Yeah, exactly. It's like the orders go come. It's not like, and what's really funny is there are conjure stores that take way longer. I've been waiting on molds, that candle molds that were supposed to be shipped to Haiti for over a month now. I ordered a whole bunch of candle molds, $200 order from my mambo to make figural candles. And guess what? She still ain't got her mold. So I messaged them the other day and I was like, and by the time I've got on, I realized that there's other people I can order molds from. So I just want my money back from them. They'd always been really good in the past, but this is ridiculous. And I understand that they're the same type of company as me, most likely, but we still need people to send things out on time. Okay. Yeah, I wish I didn't have to constantly explain my shipping process either, but I have now a form letter I just shoot back at people. But yes, astrology calendars are important. That's another thing. One of the things that I'm going to branch out and start teaching, and we're doing it for this version of 201, making people look at the astrological planetary alignment of their herbs and roots, because that's important. That can dictate, how the spell works, what day of the week the spell should be done, all of those things. And we're also looking at the masculine or feminine energy of an herb or a root. That's important. And its earthly element. I have to thank Mama Omi from Daughters of the Moon because, she had me really thinking about elements this year. And so I did a lecture called The Fire Next Time, using fire in your magical work, which I am also going to turn into a class. So I'm hopefully over the year, and there's just some things that I need to do with myself personally so that I can kind of sit down and get these things accomplished. And so one of those is an elemental class, which everybody of every magical practice can take. So starting with fire, because it's my favorite. It should be water, but because I'm a Pisces, but it's not. I'm just a very unconventional Pisces. I laugh every time I look at this mug because it says all of these mom sayings. It says, well, if all of your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? If you keep making that face, it'll freeze that way. Wipe your feet. As long as you're under my roof, you'll live by my rules. Ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer. Be why? Because I said so. That's why. Mom, always an original. Don't you use that tone with me. I swear to God, you better wipe that look off your face. That's what this mug says. And I swear to God, oh my God, I use those things way too much. It was so funny because both Rakia and Sanaya said something to me the other day, and I'm like, okay, y'all becoming me. This is hilarious. So yeah. So those are all the things that are going on. We're still trying to figure out blackpsychics.com, but I'm not going to rush to get anything to market that I'm not ready to do. That's another thing. Like I'm been thinking about new formulations, and I'll, have a contest to name them and then run into some real issues with exactly how I make them. I got this at this store called At Home, Kim, but I bet you could find this Mom Always an Original mug on Amazon. Or somewhere. Yeah, I've actually had trouble finding things on Amazon, which is a little mind-blowing to me. So the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about what's going on, and somebody was saying that they needed to save their money to take my virtual classes. Why don't you ask your ancestors for the money? Why don't you light a money candle? Why don't you do a prosperity spell? It always blows my mind when people want to practice magic and they want to do things. Let me tell you, without building a business, without asking for the assistance of my ancestors, without fully having faith in the magic that I'm doing, I wouldn't have any of this. I know that. And that's where it comes to when you're talking about showing and walking in faith and being a model. See, a lot of times these Christians want to try to tell you how to do this, but they're really not doing it, because I'm not going to listen to nobody telling me about loving God and obeying Christianity's rules and restrictions, and your life is miserable. There's no life in being miserable. A true good and pleasing religion, and I don't care what it is going to help you be a better person and help you have a better life and have you have a better connection to spirit. I don't care what religion it is. So when people sit up and talk about, I gotta save and no, you gotta manifest. I don't even fucking understand that, because the reality of the matter is when I make a decent living for my day job, but I was living paycheck to paycheck. I got kids, I got a house, I got all that shit. And I'm like, how can I be on the come up? Because there's things I want to do with my life. There are things that I want to travel. I want to have a passport. I want to be an international traveler. I want to be a prominent, rich and worker. Since I was really thrown into this, I'm like, well, let me do this shit right. But I never once stopped and said, well, let me try to save some money, or no. I said, let me manifest this. Let me tap in. Let me walk the walk, talk the talk. Let me do what the fuck I need to do to get my life right. Now, understand this. Happy birthday, Melody. I put a post on your wall. Hey, Bev. I love you, Bev. I love Bev so much. You look. The honest to God truth is, it's just like kind of saying, I'm going to wait to have kids till I can afford them. The fuck? I don't know a single motherfucker that can afford kids. Lord, let me tell y'all, I got back from my day job. I had a big conference in Chicago that we go to every year, and I forgot to file my expenses. That was over $1,000 worth of cheese. I was like, and this is what happens in my life. And I'm like, realize, shit, that's my Christmas money. Bam. Manifestation comes in some strange fucking ways. But I promise you, I swear on my mother's grave, which you will never find out where that is. And I was considering marking her grave, and now I'm really considering leaving it unmarked. But I promise you, on my mama's grave, that they have never abandoned me. My ancestors had some human limitations. Many of them were alcoholics. Many of them were drug addicts. Many of them were victims of domestic abuse. Many of them just couldn't get out of their own way, ignored their psychic powers till the shit drove them crazy. Allowed a family curse to perpetuate that I'm still looking at different ways of undoing. But in death, as ancestors, there is not a single thing that I have asked for that they have denied me. Now, I think that also it has to do a lot with the requests that I've made. You got to think about what you really need and what you want. I tell everybody every day, if you start addressing the real needs, not the wants, okay, but the needs, the wants will follow. By no means, I'm telling y'all, a business looks really good on paper, but when you're sitting up here and you're constantly ordering supplies and herbs and roots and envelopes and tape and all those other things, and that's another thing, a lot of you all may receive products from me with styrofoam peanuts. Reuse them. Because that's what I did. There are very few of my vendors that use the biodegradable packing peanuts. When I have to buy packing peanuts, I buy biodegradable ones. They're made out of corn. They taste like bland Cheetos. Okay? They're actually edible. But if you ever get styrofoam from me, it's reused. And that's, of course it's clean and whatever, because I'm trying not to, fill the world with any more garbage. I switched from paper bubble envelopes to plastic, because those are plastic bag recyclables. So if you get a package from me, you should be able to rip that label right off and put it in the plastic bag recycling at your grocery store. I'm trying to have nice packaging, safe packaging that will get your items to you. However, I'm trying to also balance that with loving our Mother Earth. And so I got to get ready to go. I'm working for my day job, doing laundry, doing orders tonight. But I want to say one more thing. November for me is always been the worst month of the year for lots of reasons. One of them was when I was in 8th grade, I was assaulted by some male classmates. And so every time November rolls around, I have to really work really hard not to fall into depression. It also has to do with the change of seasons, because I'm a person who strives on sunlight, and things like that. So November's over. Thank you, all ancestor spirits and Loa. But I like December because it's the holidays. But y'all got to remember that right now, this time of year is really bad for a lot of people. There are people who have never had a happy holiday. They've grown up in abject poverty, drug addiction, and so everything they see on TV doesn't match their lives. One thing, my mom was something else. But I'm going to tell you, at Christmas time, and I don't know where she would get the money from, but she would hand us a Toys R Us catalog and tell us to circle what we wanted. And some of those things, if not most of them, would be under the tree. I know that there are people out here who are not going to experience that. So if there is a drive like at your local post office, Toys for Tots, I don't care, anybody but Salvation Army, because we don't deal with homophobes, give something. If you buy one doll for somebody, you're going to make somebody very happy. Also, I know there's a number of you I chat with on Facebook Messenger who are dealing with some severe depression and mental health issues, and I don't get to talk to you as much as I'd like to. Know that all of you all, if you haven't heard from me in a minute, it's not because I don't care. It's just because I'm only one person. But if y'all know people that are suffering right now, reach out to them. Every year, I want, especially for Thanksgiving and even Christmas, I invite people who don't have family or friends near, or family or friends I don't want to fuck with, here to my house. And yeah, it costs money. And no, I don't ask people to chip in for the meal. But goddamn, all year long. But you can start making a habit. It takes 21 days to make a habit. Make the habit of reaching out to people who are in a bad place right now. Stormy, hey, you supposed to come by. I still have something for you, but you gotta let me know when you're coming so I can get it together. Hi, Mambo Sunny. But it's that time of year. And for me, Christmas, I fucking love Christmas. My mama, no matter what kind of shitty year we may have had, my mama made Christmas right for us. And I ain't no Christian, never have been. Well, I have been years ago, but not much in my adult life. I didn't get baptized till I was 33, and even then, I turned around and got pregnant right afterwards. But Christmas is originally a pagan holiday. It's not Christ's birthday. Just because I'm not a Christian doesn't I don't believe in the existence of Jesus Christ or his miracles. I just don't believe in the framework in which they put him as a savior. And that's my right. But I have no problems with Christmas, Yule, holidays, Hanukkah, all that. It's all good. I love it. But for some people, it's not a good time. There are people who are alone, people who are depressed, people who lost their families. There's people who lost their brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, cousins, aunts, and uncles this year who are not having a good holiday. One of the things that we can do as spiritual people is to show them the many ways that our ancestors continue to be in the midst for us. That's a gift. When my mother died, one of the things that got me through was that, because my mother and I had a really rocky relationship until I became a mother myself. And one of the things that continues to get me through is that she's always with me. I used to call my mother every day as soon as Wheel of Fortune was off, because you couldn't call my mom when Wheel of Fortune was on. And we talk every day. And for months after she died, I kept trying to pick up the phone. And then I realized, she's gone. But she wasn't, and she isn't. So, think about people this time of year, because my mother lived and breathed for Christmas. I don't know why. So that's why I probably love it so much. But there are people out here that are not having a good time. There are people out here who are 5 steps from suicide. And we need to love those people. We need to let people know that, hey, you know, this Hallmark holiday is not what this is all about. It's supposed to be about caring for your fellow man. And there's a lot of practical reasons for these holidays that were originally pagan. You got to think, it's cold outside. People are hungry. So there's all this food, there's all these good things, there's all this, it's like a manufactured joy because the earth is not growing. So we have to make joy. And then I think that a lot of us do not think about that we have to make joy. Joy is not going to come to you, not in this world. However, there are some people right now, whatever they're doing, whatever they're going through, that are incapable of making joy. So why don't we make some for them? I try to do that all the time, as much as I can, and I will continue to do that until the day I die. But yeah, it's a bad time for people, and people that don't have enough on a daily basis. It becomes exacerbated during holidays. I've been homeless. I've not been hungry. That's one thing. I've always eaten, but I have been homeless. And I've also lost my home as an adult, but I wasn't homeless at that time. There are a lot of things out here that are stacked up against us. I'm convinced that the only reason why we exist on this planet is to train for our next life. And every single major faith, religion, I don't care what it is, tells you that how you behave in this life will reflect how you are in the next. So think about that. You know, you just want to do good for people. Do good for people. Hey, Bast, how you doing? Bast is so pretty. She's one of the few people that I've seen, like, in real life that looks as good as she does in her pictures. So, you all be blessed. I'm going to do some more work for work, and I'm going to go pour some candles, and try to get some orders done. My right hand is upstairs, sick. And so I'm hoping that she'll feel better later on. But if not, you know, show goes on, and we'll make sure she's okay and work on getting these orders out. So you all be blessed. And you're welcome, Bast. You all be blessed, and you all have a wonderful day. And remember, take care of each other. I mean, damn. I mean, like, I know there's people out there that probably don't have any friends, you know, and for lots of different reasons. Some people are on the spectrum. They don't do well socially, whatever. But I know we all have enough friends where we can check in on people and make sure that they're doing okay. And that's what I want you guys to do. You know, people always like, what you want for Christmas? Can we just love each other? Can we just take care of each other? All right. Love you too. Miko and hi, Kim. You guys be blessed. I'm going to go and get some work done. All right. Have a good day. Bye.